Hi, I'm Matt.
Well, hello there. I'm Bianca.
And I know people say this all the time that they're tired of me mentioning your breasts, but that is a fantastic.
Everybody out there says they're tired of you mentioning my breasts.
Well, they mention them. They mention them, but it's from a starting point of just having a conversation, it's hard to get going when I'm trying to keep eye contact and.
What's wrong with my breasts?
Oh no, they're very nice. They're very nice. They're very nice.
You didn't ask permission first.
That's right. Oh,
I got a little bit of cleavage here, but I also got some nice side boob going on, like the side boob. That's always good too.
Yeah, I think you'll get some comments on this one. That's What are you drinking tonight?
Oh my goodness! Someone out there has apple pie vodka.
Okay.
Holy moly! It tastes like the middle part of an apple pie. Like, forget the fattening crust. It's just like they liquefied the middle part. Do you want to try it?
Sure.
You don't really like alcohol, but this.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, I told him I'm gonna get shit faced tonight.
Shit faced, perfect. So when you get drunk, do people have better odds with you when you get shit faced?
No, I don't know if they have better odds. I mean, I think if it's already going that way, I'm more of a sure thing. But if I if I've never met you, I've never talked to you, and you come up and you start grabbing at me, I'm still going to swat your hand away.
But I think the last time that we actually played with a couple, you had been a little, not tipsy, but you were at that point of being much more friendly and outgoing. No, well, you're friendly and outgoing anyway, but you know that.
I was at a good point to where I was, like, comfortable.
Okay.
I was, like, just dancing, and then you, like, were trying to steer the whole evening in a certain direction, and you pushed me toward, not in a bad way, but like he commented on my dancing, and you were like, you should have, like, she should dance for you or something like that. And so, I mean, I'll dance for anybody. Like, I do the lap dances for birthdays, and I love dancing. So yeah, if you ever want to dance, like.
And it is your birthday party tonight.
It's my birthday.
So hopefully people will be dancing for you.
That's why I'm getting shit-faced.
Exactly.
I'm hoping someone's going to dance for me, because I always dance for them.
That's true. You do tend to lap dance a lot of people here.
I do. Well, I try. If I'm here and there's someone with a birthday, I always try and give a little bit of time for a lap dance. Depending on how long the line is, like, I'll try and put a little bit of something in, but I definitely don't want to, like, hold up the line or whatever. Okay,
so now if you were lap dancing someone, would it be okay for them to have their hands on you? I mean, is that something they have to ask? Or does it really depend on the person? Does it depend on if you've had conversations with them?
I think for, like, it depends on the person. Okay. If I know them really well and we've, like, had sex before or we've kissed or whatever, or we have that relationship, then I'm totally fine with it. If this is the first time I've danced for you, then I still don't think you should touch places unless I'm giving you a lap dance and I'm like, grab my boobs, you know?
Which you've done. Which you've probably,
sure.
Yeah, I have
but
to believe
I think that, as the lap dance person sitting in the chair, you keep your hands to yourself like you would at a strip club, unless instructed otherwise.
Sure.
Or if you know the person.
Yeah, okay.
I just think that's nice etiquette anyways. And here at the club, you wouldn't just walk up to someone. If I was, like, just standing there talking to you and maybe just dancing or whatever, you wouldn't just grab my boobs. Like, that, the etiquette there, somebody I just met. Like, the etiquette is not to go up and just grab Bianca's boobs or someone's boobs.
Seems a bit much, yeah.
So I think it's the same thing if you're just getting a lap dance because it's your birthday. Now, if I just walk up to you and start lap dancing on you, that could be a different story.
Now, why is it okay for you to do that out of the blue?
What?
Just start lap dancing.
Well, I wouldn't.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's cheap. But would that be okay for someone else to do that?
I don't. I think if you danced near the person and started having a conversation with the person, that would be one thing. And if it was, like, the conversation went toward, it's okay, or get closer, or the wife was standing there and was like, get on in there, or whatever, that'd be one thing. I mean, I'm always very cautious and very respectful to the spouse.
Okay.
Because, like, for me, if you are not in with the wife, like, for me, if I'm not in with the wife, then there's a good chance I'm not going to get in with the man. Like, however hot, if I'm, like, totally into him and I think he's hot and I want to have sex with him, if I've been disrespectful to the wife or rude or she just doesn't like me, there's a good chance she's not going to let me fuck him. So I always we've gone places where we've met. We had some friends in the lifestyle, and they came out to visit us. And even though I was so excited to see him and fuck him and everything, I gave her a hug first.
Okay.
To me, that shows respect to her of, like she and I are like doing this like hug, okay, now you can have my man kind of thing. And we passed each other off to each other's spouses, if that makes sense.
Sure.
That I think it's so important to show respect to the spouse. Just like with you, if a guy comes up to me and just starts talking to me and is completely ignoring you, you're not going to be okay with that. You're going to be more put off and less likely to be like, yeah, let's go in the back.
Yeah. So I might be entertained in that situation. Usually what that does happen, and I'll move away for 5 feet to go, grab something to drink or whatever it might be, and suddenly the second I'm away from you, some guy will come in and swarm and start having a conversation with you because he's afraid of me because I'm very... You're scary. I bring fear into the hearts of so many men. That's when they'll do that, and usually at that point I'll just kind of sit back and just I'll have a big smirk on my face.
Well, yeah, mostly because you're like, how the hell is Bianca gonna get out of this? I'm like drowning because I have no game. I have zero game.
Right. All right, you want to see what the question was there?
We had a question here. The question was, how do you handle a situation where a third person tries to take over the situation? So, for example, you're having sex with someone, and let's say you were having sex with another woman.
Okay.
And
I like this so far.
A random guy comes in and is maybe watching for a while, and then goes over and just shoves his cock in her mouth.
Oh, wow. Okay.
How do you handle that situation? The man fucking the woman.
Okay. Well, I can think off the top of my head, this has happened before. I can actually think of a situation.
I think it's happened to both of us.
Probably. I feel like
I know it's happened to me.
I feel like there are some people in the lifestyle who have this technique of they're already playing, they already have this mental state of, that penises and vaginas, woohoo, that if I just kind of join in, that they'll be accepting of that. And I'm sure there are people that are accepting of that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, except you're asking for trouble if those people aren't into that. So, I would recommend generally against doing that unless you have a vibe for those people or you know them or something.
Are polite and ask.
Well, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. But we were at we went to actually a mansion party, which was very cool in Los Angeles a couple of years ago. We were down there visiting for some reason, some family, and we saw that there was a party, and we're like, ooh, hey, mansion party, we haven't done that yet. And these people had taken over this, they rented one of those, Hollywood porn movie houses or whatever it might be, this giant place. It was amazing, and we didn't know anybody there, but we did hit it off with 2 or 3 other couples, and we were talking with them for a while, and then at one point let's see, there would have been 8 of us. The 8 of us went up and we started playing on a bed in a room that had numerous beds to it, and at one point I'm having sex with a woman, and we're doggy style. And suddenly a guy walks up and puts his penis right next to her mouth. He had never been in the conversation. And it was like, whoa, hey. And then she kind of turned away a little bit. And so the guy basically took his wife and kind of pushed his wife into the woman I was having sex with, hoping that they would connect. And that would be the starting point. And everything the guy was doing was wrong. That's just bad form. Because at first, I'm at first just doing that to begin with is a bad idea. But she did, turn her head away, which kind of is a signal that she's probably not interested in at least doing that. And then for him to just basically use his wife as a tool to get in there, hoping that maybe the girls can get at it, and I'll just watch and maybe they'll let me join in, or I'll just start to have my hand over here, that's just not okay. I basically back to the original question of what I would do in that situation, is what actually I did do in that situation, is where I kind of just, I whispered to the woman I was having sex with, "Are you okay with this?" And she just shook her head no. And I said, "Yeah, no, we're not interested, thank you." and they walked off.
Yeah.
And that was it. It was...
Well, and it's as simple as that. And I think you, as the man, I think it's very important for you to get in that protective mode a little bit of the woman that you're with. I mean, you're lucky enough that you get to fuck this person. Like, you should take care of her. And I would think that you, as my husband, would want whoever you're letting fuck me, like this other guy, you would want him to protect me as well, because you're not with me right then. So you want to make sure that the person that is fucking your spouse is taking care of her, you know, and making sure that she's not put in an uncomfortable position.
But I had to. I mean, I did ask her because I didn't know. She might. You know, I mean, obviously, I saw her turn her head too. But it was still one of those things where, you know, if she would have said, "Well, I'd be okay with the woman," or "No, yes," or "No," or whatever it might be, I didn't know because I met her, you know, 45 minutes earlier. So I didn't know what her comfort levels were. But it was. That type of thing rarely works. I mean, we've been in those situations where people have actually kind of just joined in without asking, without doing anything. They just kind of hope nobody notices that they're in this pile of people, which people do. People do.
We were in a situation once where it was the four of us, and they're like, this couple came up and they watched for a minute, and then they sat on the bed, and then they did this, and they kind of like started going towards you guys, and then, or the wife did, and you two were okay with it, but then he started kind of trying to touch me, and I turned away, and I think I turned away twice, and if I had to like move away a third time, I would have said something, but I was really frustrated that the guy that I was with wasn't picking up on my cues, that I was not okay with this situation. And I think I ended up at the second time, whatever, moving so far away that the other person hopefully was taking the hint. And they did, and they backed off, but so I didn't have to go any further. But I was really frustrated that the person that I was with was clueless or not checking in on me and that. And it's not the first time that that's happened to me, where I was put in a situation where the person I was with wasn't.
Well, when it comes down to it, of course, me being on the bed next to you, playing with, you know, 5 feet away, playing with someone else. I mean, I obviously have to be paying attention to what's going on with you too, to make sure that you're safe. But it's also one of those things where it's important as a woman to be brave enough to say no, or no thank you, or, you know, or tell the guy that you're with, hey, can you get him out of here, or whatever, because they will.
Well, and I had it gone any further, I would have done that. But it was just a little frustrating that he was not picking up on those cues, and noticing that I'm like moving halfway across the bed to get away from this person that I didn't know.
Sure.
And maybe that's just me, if I was in that situation with someone and I was, you know, I find it difficult when you meet someone at a club or on vacation or whatever, you don't really have a whole lot of time, or I've noticed we don't do a whole lot of, these are all of our rules. And
you mean to each other or to other people?
To the other people.
Okay, all right.
So you meet someone and you're interested and you're going that direction. Do you stop and say, by the way, these are all my rules, plus... you could have a whole laundry list of things, you know, like if someone else tries to get in there, you know, I'm only playing with you and this kind of stuff, that it's like, you know, I don't know if that's something you should do when you meet someone new, because like, I remember one time this was at one of our house parties, and some guy was going down on me, and I was like totally into him. I really wanted to fuck him. And then this other guy comes up and shoves his cock in my mouth, and I'm pretty pissed off about this. I finally get up and out of the situation, but then the guy who I wanted to fuck starts to walk away. And I was just like, what the fuck just happened? He walked away thinking I wanted to have sex with this guy who I didn't have any interest in. He just walked in.
Sure.
So I think I finally grabbed that guy by the scruff of the neck and was like, no, you're fucking me. And this guy needs to leave.
Sure.
And so, you know, that time I did take it, you know, like, take control of the situation. But sometimes it's just difficult depending on what situation you're in and what's going on. It is difficult to say, you know, this is what I'm into. Or, you know, do you say at the beginning, before you go to the playroom at the club, by the way, if anybody tries to touch me, I'm not interested in this. I mean, that's just not something
you wouldn't.
Really
I don't think you would say that, but I mean, I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with saying something like, hey, we're new, or we like to focus, and we're just, we're just to let you know we're only interested in playing with you guys tonight. If you guys want to go and have an orgy with 10 other people, that's not our jam. But have fun. But tonight we'd love to play with you guys.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we talk about this all the time in all these videos about communication and honesty and that. And it's really important to do that. And in those situations, that includes the negative things that can happen as well.
Yeah.
Where if you were flat out honest with the guy who randomly walked up to you and stuck his cock in your mouth, no, thank you, no,
Yeah.
I don't want your cock.
I'm so full right now.
Yeah, I've had so much cock.
So
that's going to be a soundbite. That's fantastic.
You saying I've had so much cock? Oh, you need a T-shirt that says that. I've had so much cock.
Fantastic. Yeah, at some point someone's gonna edit a lot of these videos of me just saying some really things that could be taken out of context and be really creepy.
So awesome.
So fantastic. Make sure that you do go to www.clubsapphire.net. There's a lot of events coming up, and unfortunately you missed her birthday, but my birthday will be in a few months, and you can come give me a lap dance, or watch her give me a lap dance, or whatever. It's all good. Lap dances.
Everybody gets lap dances.
It's fine. So there's a lot of parties coming up, and
including the anniversary party.
Yeah, the big gala is coming up at the end of January,
and I'll be performing at that. So come watch me.
Okay. I will do that, and I hope other people will too.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
No.
All right.
Look forward to seeing you.
All right. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.